I've got a couple of like Steve Sparks random questions for you that would fit right in with the stuff that you like to ask. But I know Brad Ausmus was your catcher when you played in Detroit.
Yeah.
Were there any Bull Durham type conversations out on the mound with Ausmus or any of your catchers?
You know what Brad did one time? He came out to the mound and he thought he was ALEX TREBEK. You know, Brad was smarter than anybody. And we all know he was an Ivy Leaguer, went to Dartmouth and all this stuff. And he was tremendously witty and smart and sarcastic at the same time. And I remember him coming out to the mound one time and asking me, who was America named after? And he was totally trying to take my mind out. And I said, Americus Vespucci. He said, you're wrong. It's Amerigo. I said, I'll bet you $20. It's Americus Vespucci. And sure enough, he won. So it was Amerigo Vespucci. And that was the question he asked me during a game at Fenway Park in the middle of probably fifth or sixth inning sometime.
Was there two or three hitters that you were scared to face?
You know, there was a couple of players. I remember Dave Winfield in particular. I mean, thinking he was so far off the plate that you felt like anything on the outer third of the plate he wasn't going to be able to reach. And if I fell behind, I needed to throw a fastball on the outer third. There was no way. And I remember the first time that I faced him, that I threw a fastball at some point in the count on the outer third, thinking that I just dotted it right where I wanted to. And he hit one, and it was by my ear. I heard it go by my ear, in the blink of an eye, and I never saw it really. And that's when I remember, oh my gosh, his arms are so long. He was huge in the box. Frank Thomas is one of those guys that was very imposing of the players that I faced. Ken Griffey Jr., of course, was massive. Mo Vaughn was a big presence and ended up being a teammate of mine with the Angels. But when he was with the Red Sox, he was a beast. And the other guy who people don't talk about enough was Albert Bell, one of the best right-handed hitters that I've ever seen. And he could set up pitchers with the best of them. Extremely smart, but mean and tough, and just an RBI machine.
He had a temper. He had a little bit of a temper.
Oh, big time temper. Yeah. You could hear him breaking stuff in the dugout, when he made it out. Same way with like Kurt Gibson. You could hear guys, Paul O'Neill, guys screaming at you all the way down the first base line. That was stuff that you kind of miss. That was fun stuff, that playing against some of the best players at old Yankee Stadium, stuff like that. I'll never forget. That was a dream come true.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.